The road to success for Hawaii's most successful leaders is more than just the bottom line. It takes vision, passion, and compassion. We take an inside look at extraordinary founders and visionaries from humble beginnings who forged a path and transformed the way Hawaii does business. Join us as we meet inspiring CEOs on Founders and Visionaries next. Founders and Visionaries is brought to you by Hawaii Business Magazine. If you've ever wondered how much it takes to turn a life around, now you know. With more local families turning to Aloha United Way, we're turning to you. This year, please give.
This segment of Founders and Visionaries is brought to you by Reyn Spooner.
So this is really special for me. I can't believe I've never been here where the Reyn Spooner shirts are being created. This is really neat. It's such an important part of Hawaii history.
Yeah, we feel it's an important part for us to continue some sewing here all the time because the company started here in Hawaii, and we've got our history with our shirts going way back to really the 50s into the 60s, and having this part of Hawaiiana here in our facilities we felt was important to always maintain.
Now, how many shirts will this staff make in a day?
They can make up to about 70 shirts, and of course we don't make everything here, but some of the key special items we make sure that's made right here under our own eyes.
Oh, pretty cool. Well, take us back to the beginning. How did it all get started?
Well, Reyn Spooner started really in 1956. It was a little swimwear manufacturer right on the beach. It was just one person, Ruth Spooner, started making swimmer for the tourists. Reyn's started their store. First store was the opening of the Ala Moana Shopping Center, and that was in 1959. And together, combined with Ruth Spooner to come up with the brand label Reyn Spooner. Really started making shirts as we know it in the very early 60s. So one of the neat things that Ren McCullough did was he saw the bright shirts out there, sort of combining that with this traditional Americana, and some of the young guys working in a store suggested to him, hey, what if you turn the fabric inside out, made it look faded out like how the surfers wore the shirt.
The iconic inside-out Aloha shirt.
He thought that, it'd be great to have a shirt that you could wear that, surfers were wearing it, had that cool look, it was already all faded out, but here you could turn the fabric inside out, and there you go. You can be a cool guy straight on out.
How is the popularity of Aloha attire outside of Hawaii these days?
Well, it's good news is that Aloha attire always has interest, and right now I'd say more than ever, there's a lot of interest in Aloha attire, and our special niche, versus just saying, oh, it's an Hawaiian shirt, is you were blending Hawaiian shirts as we know it with sort of classic American sportswear. As much as we love the Hawaiian shirts, sometimes it gets a little restricted because of its bold nature, but a lot of things that we do aren't so bold, but we always make sure it keeps that essence of Hawaiiana in it.
Are there any concerns that you have for the future of aloha attire in general in Hawaii?
The aloha attire sometimes doesn't get the respect it deserves because it's become so comfortable and things that we've been very used to here in Hawaii. And I feel sometimes outside of the state it's more appreciated than here within. And we're so fortunate to have a type of clothing that we can wear to work and such and know it's identifiable to our state. And I don't think that there isn't any other region, country, or place that has something like that. And many countries have sort of looked towards us, Japan being the best example of, how can we downdress from suits and wear something very comfortable and look very professional. The neat thing about the aloha shirt, and there's so many to choose from here in Hawaii, and what better way to go to work or live your everyday life.
How does the design process happen? How do you create your new shirts each year?
Well, there's a lot of different ways, and when we look at a new collection, we do it from, number one, using local artists. We've got a nice collection of local artists that work with us. For example, Dietrich Barres up in Volcano, or something fun like Gyotaku by Naoki. They contribute art to us, and then we interpret it to our type of look. Sometimes we create paintings from scratch. There's actually paintings done by hand that start, we come up with an idea and they'll paint and come up with terrific artwork. Or we look at our archives. There's so much in our archives. We've got thousands and thousands of prints that we've kept in our archives over the years. So we can look at something that maybe was from the 60s or 70s and so reinterpret it today.
How have you had to adjust in today's market to prepare for the future?
Well, one thing about our product is been around for a long time. A lot of people recognize, oh, sure, I know Reyn's, yeah,
So a lot of name recognition.
A lot of name
loyalty.
recognition. People know that. We've actually created a separate collection, our modern collection, really inspired by a lot of things we did back in the 1960s to appeal to a new generation of customers. Of course, we're still doing what we do, our classic collection, as everybody knows here, but internationally, in fashion circles and stuff, we've been very successful to introduce a different collection to a new consumer.
So the shirt you're wearing is an example of some of the ways that you've tried to change but stay true to the history of Reyn Spooner.
We've got a terrific history. And like I said, the shirt I'm wearing here, what's neat about it, you kind of look at it, it looks like a reverse print shirt, but it's not. It's a linen shirt. And you take a print from the archives here and reinterpret it on it.
It's a little slimmer.
A lot slimmer. And then, some different little more fashion elements. It's okay to wear the shirt out. And then put some unique, colorful elements into the shirt and make it a little more interesting. And is it an aloha shirt? Yeah, it's an aloha shirt, but it's been updated for a new generation, a new consumer.
So tell me about this new concept store that you've just opened.
Yes, we've opened a new store at Sheraton Waikiki last year, and it's our new Reyn Spooner concept store. And the idea behind that is, of course, opening in Waikiki, because that being the heart of where Spooners of Waikiki started. And it's really coming up with our modern collection. It's different from our classic collection. It's a little bit different look, and the fabrications are different, the fit is different, and it's designed from a different consumer than our traditional shirts.
20 years is a long time to stay at any job. There must be something that really drives you. What's your passion for this business?
Well, it's funny. I never thought that I would be in apparel or clothing, but this business has been so fulfilling in so many different ways because, like I said, we actually make something. When you're out there, you see people wearing it. It's amazing that you run into people when you're traveling and you're speaking to them and they don't realize how close you are to them when you're speaking to wearing one of your shirts and they don't even know what you do. It's rewarding to create something from scratch and seeing enjoyed all over the world.
I think that's cute. So you're the guy who downtown, if you see somebody, you can go, ooh, that shirt's from '86.
Exactly.
You can spot how old it is.
Mm-hmm. You can look at the shirt and you go, wow, that's a vintage print from the mid-'80s.
What do you think it is that has kept Reyn's around for so long? How have you managed to stay successful for over 50 years?
Well, I think we've been very consistent at what we do. The customers appreciate our quality product, There's certain types of shirts that we do that customers truly enjoy, will come back for. And then the type of designs have been very classic. It's something that's timeless. The quality that we do with the terrific inspiration we take from locally is why people like our product.
We see a world where we who have kokua those who have less. Imagine food that's healthy, food that does no harm to the environment. Imagine food that's affordable and accessible, food that harnesses local entrepreneurship. Imagine food that brings together families and communities in ways that will nourish the Aina, Feed the Hunger Foundation, microfinancing toward innovative and sustainable solutions.
This segment of Founders and Visionaries is brought to you by Hawaii Home Expo.
So Bruce, this is super fun for me. I'm like a kid in a candy store when it comes to looking at all this home remodeling stuff.
All of this started a little over 30 years ago, and it's been quite a journey. It started with sheet metal, and well, I've just been fortunate that it's all been a fun journey.
Yeah, it's evolved into this. You must constantly remodel your own home.
Yes, I do.
So you've come a long way in the 30 plus years since you started. Tell me how you got into this industry and what your roots were with Tioki Trading.
Right out of college, I started working for a Japanese construction company. After about a little over 3 years, I decided it was time for me to come back to Hawaii and work on longer term personal goals. I knew people that needed sizable metal requirements, and I started my career here in Hawaii helping them import material.
Sheet metal.
Sheet metal, which we are still very active in. Also, we are in the copper business, copper sheets. We represent one of the larger mills here in the US called Revere Copper.
You've evolved a lot from those early days of importing sheet metal and metal products. What changes have you gone through over the years?
Well, from sheet metal, we also did a lot of steel pipe. We worked with a lot of plumbing companies, and through that I was able to hook up with a company called Jacuzzi. So now I've been selling Jacuzzi products for now 22 years. We also distribute products for a Japanese plumbing manufacturer called Toto of Japan, which have extremely progressive products in terms of plumbing, toilets, automated toilets that have washing features, and deodorizing features that actually draw the air from the toilet, deodorizes the air, returns to the air back to the room odor-free. These are really progressive products that I think everybody, if they tried them, would find it very difficult to live without.
Now we have a new Christmas idea for our spouses, right? A fancy new high-tech toilet. What are all of the businesses now that Tioki Trading encompasses under your umbrella?
Well, I think a lot of people today know about Marble House Hawaii. We've been in the stone business for over 20 years. Natural stone for the interior, for the exterior. We've been involved quite a bit with what went down in Waikiki for their sidewalks. But just having a stone company in this market and trying to combine that with our plumbing side and now trying to create really a home center.
So how did the concept for Hawaii Home Expo come to pass?
Well, actually, Marble House Hawaii and our plumbing department was in 2 different locations, and we decided that it was time to bring them together, have a lot of parking, and create a home center.
So Hawaii Home Expo is designed to be an all-encompassing home center where somebody who's building or remodeling can come in and they can pick out stone, they can pick out fixtures, cabinets, plumbing, what else?
Right. So now we carry all types of porcelain, ceramics. We have stuff that looks like wood that can be used in your kitchen, but it's really porcelain.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. We have kitchen cabinets now. We have appliances, Viking brand, Liebherr, Decor. And about 3 years ago, we started doing photovoltaics. As electricity has risen so much, today the payback, well, I would say 4 to 5 years.
And how long will a photovoltaic panel last you before you have to replace
Well,
it?
typically the warranty is 25 years. Right now, we are actually quite overwhelmed with trying to meet the demand that is out there for photovoltaics, yes. One of the other things that we offer for the homeowner or anybody considering buying or building a home is custom prepackaged homes from Linwood. And we actually just recently came out with a Hawaiian style homes for this particular market. And we can provide everything from the bottom up to the roof, including the doors and including the windows. You could actually go on their website, find something that they may have on their website, or bring your plans to us. They will actually provide you with a very detailed quotation. So everything can be delivered right to your job site. We also have financing for people where they can come in, finance 100% of the whole project for them. And not only for photovoltaics, pretty much everything a consumer would want to buy from us. We've tried to expand on all the different lines that we have to provide more for the consumer.
So your focus in your business is not only on just the personal shopper or customer who comes in, but also you're always looking for ways to work more efficiently with your contractors.
Right. It is very important for us to understand the contractor. How can we work closer with them? For instance, we have another part of our business that supplies every type of nail you can think of. We repair contractor tools as well. We're all trying to merge that to one entity that is here at Hawaii Home Expo.
What do you hope someone gets out of working with Tioki versus another company in town?
Anybody that wants higher quality products and the convenience of working with individuals or a sales staff that is very knowledgeable of our product line will find that their shopping experience here would be a lot easier.
And your hopes for the next 10 years are to continue growing?
Yes. One of our dreams is to have a new building, a new showroom, having more space, and more green products.
One of the things I'm really impressed about you is that you seem to have this ability to continue to adapt and change and look for new creative ways of growing your business. Why do you think you've been able to continue to be successful through all these decades, through the ups and downs in the industry?
I feel one of the key things is having a good relationship with your customer, knowing your customer, and being of service. You have to listen to your clients, you have to listen to the customer and know what they want. And when you show these products to your clients, they're very excited, and just seeing that excitement is very rewarding.
ever wondered how much it takes to turn a life around? Now you know. With more local families turning to Aloha United Way, we're turning to you. This year, please give.
This segment of Founders and Visionaries is brought to you by Gouvea's and Purity Foods.
So your official titles are President and Vice President of Gouvea's and Purity Foods, but your staff has other nicknames for you, I hear.
Yes. He's Sausage King and I'm Weenie Boy.
They say with a smile. Well, I can already tell you guys have a lot of fun doing what you're doing. Gouvea's especially is a name that goes back a long way in Hawaii. How did you end up in this partnership and got to this point?
Actually, I was the neighbors of the Gouveas. We lived in Waimanalo and we became very close friends. And they were going through a transition with the children from the generations of owning it. And they asked me to take a look at it and consult with them. And in turn, I went and bought the company and turned it around. And Scott was called me up and basically asked me, hey, what do you think about putting the two companies together?
Scott, how about you? You said you always knew you'd be the Portuguese sausage guy someday growing up?
King.
The king.
No, yeah. I grew up in the business. It's all I ever wanted to do, and I had the opportunity to buy out the family in '97. My grandfather and I were best friends. He had a rough time with his business in the early 90s. We had probably 10 years together, where after I bought the company, he wanted to work as long as he could. And so I'd pick him up every morning, take him to work, and take him to lunch, and take him home afterwards. And we were best friends. It was special.
It's awesome. He was probably very proud that he had somebody who took an interest in carrying on the business. Were you ready to run your own company?
I think it was mostly desire and ambition. I didn't know what I was doing, but I just wanted to go for it.
Now you have a 5-year-old son.
Yes.
And do you think someday he'll follow in your footsteps? Too soon to tell?
I truly believe, because I have a lot of cousins and sisters, to run a business is a real commitment, and it takes a lot of work to do a good job. And for my 5-year-old, I'm very clear, he's got to be passionate about what he does, and he's got to love what he does. And if he's passionate about the sausage business, he'll have the opportunity. If he's not passionate about it and it's not exactly for him, I will encourage him to do what he wants. So.
Now, when did you start having the idea of maybe coming together with Gouvea's?
With the cost of doing business, it's just more efficient to work together than to work apart.
We figured, why bang heads against each other? We can go out there together, we can get the economies of scale.
But that's a unique concept that you don't see that often, is two competitors coming together amicably to say, let's just both be more profitable together.
We have real loyal customers to the Gouvea's brand, real loyal customers to the Purity brand. By merging, we're able to provide higher quality at a lower cost.
What really makes you excited about this company and what you do?
I think it makes me excited. I came in later in life. I was a supply and office furniture salesperson, and now I'm selling sausage. It's staying true to the tradition. Whenever you ask anybody what kind of Portuguese sausage do they prefer, and Scott and I always have contests where they say whether it's Gouvea or Purities. People have grown up with this Portuguese sausage. Our customers are excited about the product, and we want to stay as true as we can. And you see the excitement with people, and it's nice to go out there and say, hey, what do you do for a living? Well, I say Portuguese sausage, and their eyes light up, and what Portuguese sausage is it? And fortunately for us, 8 times out of 10, they will say one of our brands. We have like 5 different brands of sausage, so we have a pretty good chance of them saying ours.
So Scott, what gets you excited, keeps you excited about what you do?
Ever since the merger, it's been easier for me to just focus on product quality and coming out with new products. So my excitement now is all about the piggy pups. It's doing really well.
And that's the Hawaiian sweetbread around the Portuguese sausage.
Hawaiian sweetbread wrapped Portuguese sausage. And we've got the child nutrition approvals for it, so we're hoping that we can get into the schools as well.
I think that'd be great.
Yeah. 45 seconds in the microwave and it's hot and steamy. So
Juicy.
It's juicy.
Ready to go.
Yet it is still a little funny to hear you say I'm really fired up about piggy pups, but I get where you're going with that. And a lot of people might not realize you have a lot of sort of ready-to-eat meal offerings as well.
Yes, we came out with the Gouvea Panioli barbecue line. It's pulled chicken, pulled pork, and pulled beef. That's another thing that happened with the merger. We were able to expand our lines, and that's what we're looking at in the future.
We definitely want to expand our product line and keep growing the business, and we're thrilled, and a lot of it's due to the new items, and so we want to keep pushing ahead.
Bill, what's the secret of good Portuguese sausage?
It's mind-boggling how much Portuguese sausage we sell in Hawaii. We really think that the main ingredient for making the best Portuguese sausage is using fresh meat. And then we're manufacturing on the mainland now, enabled us to use fresh meat in our process, and that makes it, your Portuguese sausage is going to be a lot more fresh. So we think that's the #1 reason. We try to make selling Portuguese sausage fun. All of our employees are having a good time, and we want to keep them happy, and basically just watching over our quality control. It's a never-ending task to make sure that the stuff comes out really, really good.
So everything goes through the metal detector. Inside this little card is a tiny, tiny little speck of metal. So we'll throw it next to the package, and we'll see if the machine's working properly, kicking out all the metal pieces.
Because there are other companies in town also making Portuguese sausage, when you sample yours and compare them with others, what types of things are you looking for your product to be better in?
Like if you have a great steak, all you need is salt and pepper. And it's very similar with sausage. The spices are important. You wouldn't think this, but the texture is really important. So if you look at our sausages, you can see the chunks of meat, and that's not typical to some of our competitors. But the texture is what we focus on most, because it has to be juicy to taste the flavor, and then we just stay true to the flavor profile that it's always been.
As you expand and grow, would you ever consider moving your company to the mainland?
I don't think we would. I think we do 80% of our volume here. Even though we want to expand on the mainland, there's no reason for us to go there. We do use a network of manufacturer representatives over there. Plus, neither one of us want to move to the mainland. So I think we're pretty sure going to stay here for a really long time.
Going to college on the mainland was enough, and home sweet home is fabulous. Hawaii is just such a special place. We're lucky.
So where do you both want to be 10 years from now?
I want to be in front of his house on a stand-up paddleboard, surfing every day. Maybe going fishing in Kaneohe, but I don't know about Scott.
Sounds good to me.
It's kind of fun because we do both enjoy the same activities. So we like to surf and fish and be outdoors especially. So it works out really good. It's been a great partnership so far.